Hi, this is Off to Battle, and I'm doing a reaction video to one of Human Boy Yes Yes. And I know some people who know him, but I don't really know him personally, and I haven't been a multiplayer scene guy. And that's okay, because that's not relevant. I've got some points to make as we go through this.
Continuing our thoughts series, thoughts on Kislev. Sorry did Zinch. I do think Kislev got some buffs this patch, and I do think Kislev is going to be feeling better. Overall, I'm quite negative on Kislev. Am I? Yes. Yes, I am.
Now, in all fairness, I haven't played Kislev, and that's because I didn't want to touch it until they got any kind of rework, any kind of buffing.
But it's conflicted. So whereas Zinch got a lot of cool changes, sure, they're going to be SS plus tier or whatever. My frustration with Kislev is more around the DLC drama. And everyone who's watching this should already know what the DLC drama is, but the very short version is CA is releasing Pharaoh. Not a lot of people are excited about Pharaoh, and it's coming out at a $70 price point. And this DLC, people feel like they're getting less content for $25, which is a massive price increase. So, with all of that in mind, I've soured on the Kislev DLC. And the very first thing I need to mention, one, so I don't forget, and two, so you get it, why I'm mad at this. If you didn't get the DLC, Kislev and Land Battles is a D or C tier faction. They're not doing very well. And if you didn't get the DLC, they got nerfed. Because Armored Kossars in the front line got a 50 gold increase apiece, and that's all that changed about this faction. So unless you buy the DLC, they got worse.
I want to make this point. I don't think that this is accidental. I don't think this is whatsoever accidental. I think that this is CA wants multiplayers. Is that the right word? Multiplayer players, and it merged in my head. But the point is that if you're a multiplayer player yourself, you are receiving a small nerf if you're playing Kislev. And if you want to play Kislev and rock with it, you need to buy this DLC. That can't be an accident. And even if people say, well, 95% of players never touch multiplayer, and I'm one of them. And it's just been a time thing, and I didn't have time to learn how to do this stuff. So I fully admit to be a pause scumming god in campaign. Especially when I'm dealing with a faction that I don't know much about using, or I'm doing ambushes, and I've been using ambushes an awful lot as Kazrak they went on. So I've been doing a lot of pausing at the very start of them and whatever. But the point is that you have to buy this and to be good in multiplayer with this faction. They want that. They need that. They think that's going to encourage more people to buy this, and they may be right about the multiplayer community. They may be.
Now, why would I be upset about that? Because if you buy the DLC, these guys are maybe an A or B plus tier faction. So it feels extremely pay to win, but if you don't pay, you actually get hurt. And that's
But the thing is, it's not just this faction, is it? This is the case with others.
up. Like, that just feels stupid. That feels dumb. And it's just awful. Like, the balancing of this faction was not factoring in if people don't pay $25. So it's annoying. It's very
I'll be
annoying.
bleeping some of this out, obviously.
Anyway, with that off my chest, yes, Armored Kossars, your armored frontline got nerfed, and that'll factor in more later. But let's do this like we did Zinch and just go through the new units and then talk about how it affects the whole roster.
Okay.
Mother Ostankia is fine. She's actually fine. Looking at her unit card, I didn't think I would like her too much. Spirit Bearer is a weird magic missile. It looks cool, but I haven't been able to get it to do very much, but it's fine. It's not that harmful. Gulia's is a good vigor and healing spell, especially because it doesn't take winds of magic or anything. It's just on cooldown. So I would usually take it. But if you're taking Mother Ostankia so far off of my early access, you usually just want like Flock of Doom and Enfeebling Foe. Or Amber Spear's actually been pretty good because she comes on a
Really?
chariot, and her chariot actually works really well as a chariot. It's not crazy OP. It doesn't do just impossible damage, but she can slip and slide around the battlefield, stay safe, and those kind of things. So that, at
48
this price point,
ammunition.
about 2,000 gold for some healing she can cast anywhere on the battlefield, and some spells. She's fine. She's a viable character. She's even maybe strong. I don't think OP, but she's a good choice. She's solid. So I do like her. Her implementation is pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
The hag witches that are added are also pretty cool. I do like how they were implemented. Lore of Beasts and Shadows.
You actually
is cool.
do.
Of course, another faction gets death magic, but whatever. Each of the hags has a different special ability. So the Beasts one summons some things in the woods, while the Death one offers damage resistance, and the Shadows one has a really, really terrible hex.
Okay.
But they're fine. They also come on chariots. They're also fine. Like, no complaints there. They're a good hero to have. They offer some diversity to the roster. Good for them. The other units, let's stay on the good for now. Things in the Woods are amazing. I love this unit design. They're very cool. Their models are very pretty. They're in affordable price points. You could take them without your entire build. They fill a good niche on the roster. They're fast, armor-piercing, anti-infantry hitters, but with only 30 armor and 20 models, they can end up being pretty squishy. Overall, they're a very solid unit. I expect to see them in most Kislev builds of people who have the DLC, but I don't think they're crazy overtuned or overpowered. Kind of like Skin Wolves, where it's like, yeah, Skin Wolves are a little strong, but I wouldn't go out of my way to make a problem with them. So, really like Things in the Woods. They're good. The Things in the Woods ROR is creative. It's very nice. Dark Blood Tainted, you can reduce healing by 100%. So, like, the counter to the healing meta, instead of nerfing healing spells, is get these guys, I guess. That's okay.
I feel like he's made this point before.
Incarnate Elemental Beast. He's very fun. He has a Mortis engine. He's an anti-large.
Oh, I watched him going over the patch notes. That's
what. He's good. He's well designed because he's also tall, has low armor, and not a crazy HP pool. I have frequently found him to be squishy in melee combat, so he will die quickly if you just leave him alone. I think he's a well-designed unit. I actually do enjoy the Incarnate.
Yeah, I have a video uploading on that one, and now because I can't play the game while it's uploading, I'm doing this.
Ambushers are very good. They're a very good unit.
I've heard people gush about these.
That was all nice things, human boy. Why did you say negative? What's the point of Streltsy? What's the point of Streltsy? Look at me hover over him. So the Streltsy have worse speed, worse melee defense, worse weapon strength, worse missile strength, worse range, worse ammunition, all but 40 armor and 2 charge bonus. Okay. The
I'd heard about the charge bonus,
but as well. Not even just the stats we all went over. They have stock and Vanguard and Woodsman. Why would you ever get the Streltsy? Why? There's no point. And some people have talked to me like, yeah, these guys are crossbowmen and these are straight shooters. Straight shooters are better at hitting large single entities. Are they? Are they? Yes, when a large single entity is on the move and trying to dodge, a single, a straight shooting target is actually better. Like, yeah, sure. But in melee combat, archers have way better line of sight. They're obstructed less. And versus armored infantry, archers can shoot over your own front line and get fire at the enemy infantry.
I see the point of Streltsy still existing. And that's that in an open field battle, that armor will start to matter. But a lot of this other stuff is very good. I mean, armor-piercing crossbow stuff, that's, what do you have to do with a Cathay? Tier 5 unit?
So, like, with line-of-sight concerns, which have not been fixed, the Akshina ambushers are more reliable. And in formation, which is in-game, and I'm not showing that right now.
That's definitely true about the more reliable.
They're spread-out formation, so they'll take less damage from artillery, and that makes them a little tankier.
Okay.
Whereas Streltsy are tightly locked, so, like, Pendulum and things will do a lot more damage to them. Right?
Yeah, I can see that being
It's annoying because rewind to the start of this video where it felt very pay to win. Oh, if you don't buy our DLC, Kislev's actually getting nerfed because Armored Kossars and Kossars took some nerfs and nothing else got buffs. But if you buy our DLC, you get better Streltsy. So if you don't buy the DLC, you'll take some Streltsy and your opponent will take better Streltsy with stock and just kill your Streltsy with better Streltsy for the same cost. It's annoying. It's frankly
well, they will
annoying.
because it's armor-piercing missiles.
Are the Akshina ambushers good? Yes. In isolation, they are. But they shouldn't be on the same roster for the same cost as a unit that's now just worse. It's dumb. Like, either increase their cost or give the Streltsy some buffs or something. Like you can't just do this. You can't just do this. This
Unless, unless your goal is to make people buy the DLC. Yeah, yeah.
and I'm honestly mad about it. There's no reason to take this unit. There's none. Oh, 40 armor! 40 armor and 2 charge bonus on a ranged unit. That's worth stock. Vanguard, better melee stats, better weapon strength, better missile strength, the whole we're talking about. More ammunition? Oh, yeah, I love having 2 charge bonus and trade for all that.
See, that's what I mean. The armor is not useless, but that's in an open field battle. There's a lot of battles that are not like that. Open field battles. You want Vanguard, you want being able to skirmish, you want to be able to stalk. Those are great things. Great things. And if you don't have some kind of cost to taking those options, then I understand it.
That's stupid. And then the RORs. Okay, what do the RORs get? The Wolf Hearts, Akshina Ambusher ROR. You get 3 uses of a net with a 25-second duration.
That's set in the black
That's
level.
pretty cool. Plus, of course, better stats. Well, what do our friends have? They have less range than the other Streltsy. So they're shotgun troops. Okay, but the Akshina Ambushers, ROR, for the same price, is just better! It's just better! They still have decently better melee stats. I mean, melee defense minus melee attack, but whatever. Like, I'd rather have melee defense on an archer type unit.
Maybe
they have
they're
the same weapon strength now, but 50 more range because you're a shotgun troop all of a sudden.
Maybe there would be advantages to Streltsy in campaign, but Human Boy plays multiplayer. So his criticisms are absolutely valid for multiplayer, which is why I'm doing this video. I'm a campaign main guy. But this is a perspective I wouldn't have if not for Human Boy.
They still have stock, and they have a 3-use net! Like, oh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. The DLC unit is just infinitely better than their counterpart for the same price. It's super stupid. And the other problem that now we'll get to how Kislev plays. Kislev had 2 playstyles.
Okay.
In current. Well-armored frontline with a backline of archers and Streltsy to just do a pike and shot type thing.
Okay.
Or a crazy bear blob with healing. We haven't seen nearly as much of the crazy bear blob with healing, but with like Heart of Winter, AoE heals from the Patriarch, and Perfect Vigor around the Patriarch and things like that, you could get some bear blobs. Now in land battles, your frontline got nerfed, so now these guys aren't even remotely cost-effective. You have Vanguard stalked archers. You have a missile chariot healer that has infinite heals over time, and you have other healers. They're kite now. They're a kite faction now. You also have fast arm-piercing dog type units. So you just want to stay mobile. You just want to run around and kite your opponents, which I'm sure everyone is going to love. So the pike and shot playstyle took some heavy nerfs, honestly, and the kite playstyle got some massive buffs. But then also the bear blob, you can now take a really fast Mortis engine anti-large duelist to add to your blob. So the bear blob got debatably stronger. Not that much stronger because the Incarnate Elemental Beast isn't that OP, honestly, but it is like, turn Kislev into a kite faction and buff the bear blob if they felt like doing the bear blob. That's what people wanted out of this DLC. Also, if you didn't buy the DLC, have fun being outdated. It's just, it's gross. I don't know. The Kislev units, if you buy them, are cool. The Kislev playstyle, if you buy the...
Now, I just want to say, cool is important, and I do not knock it. And I will not knock it.
Units, it's not my thing, but some people do like kite. If you buy the DLC, Kislev's cool. If you didn't buy the DLC, it's really gross.
Well, he's going to get me awfully busy here in the next half hour finding all the places to bleep out, but I respect anger. And I respect his anger specifically here, and I understand. But my greater point is this. It is a business. They obviously want it this way so that you have an incentive to buy the DLC. And incentive is the nicest word I can use, and therefore I will use it. They want incentives so that we respond to these incentives, and we're the mouse pushing that button to get our food. And some people will, because it's worth it to them. And that's a decision that you have to make individually, but it's just that as much as I'm a campaign main, I want to listen to multiplayer mains and their concerns, because this is leaving a bad aftertaste, and that ultimately creates a weaker brand, and that creates problems going forward. So it's not healthy, and that's why I want attention paid to it, because yeah, maybe CA is going to make money in the short term from the multiplayer scene, but this is causing problems, and we should be aware of that going forward. Eyes wide open. Thank you very much. This has been Off to Battle, and we'll be off to my Elemental Incarnate video at some point in the near future. Take care.